Hi, and welcome back to this week's episode of the Broken Kid podcast. Today, let's just come out right out the cage, or right out the bat, or whatever it is they say. Take two. And welcome back to this week's episode of the Broken Kid podcast. Today, we're going to be talking about a movie that I recently rewatched, and I actually thought was amazing the fifth time around, or however many times I've watched it. And that would be The Incredibles. Now, we live in a sad world where we can say that The Incredibles is more realistic than the Avengers, where Mr. Incredibles does a better job at playing a superhero than Chris Evans. Just kidding, that's not true. But I will get into it. Tell me why I was watching this movie and why the characters matter more than the ones in the Avengers. But the main thing here is, not only is it more realistic, where it's able to do this thing where it doesn't just focus on the characters being heroes, but in fact it focuses, in my opinion, I feel like it focuses on how being a hero affects them as humans when they're not wearing the suit, and the family aspect, and what happens when you're a hero and you happen to have a family and you are human and you have to do human things. And also, it's almost like a version of The Boys, but a little bit more, it's much more appropriate. But the main thing that I was thinking is, why the hell are they more thoughtful and mindful about how they take down heroes than the Avengers? Because you see it in The Incredibles up until maybe like the ending movie, where it picks up in the second one, where they do a lot of collateral damage. But up until then, they don't really do a lot of collateral damage. They're pretty good at working as a team. Kinda. I mean, they argue and stuff, but it's much. Which would you prefer? Would you rather have Mr. Incredible using the arm thing of the big robot thing? Or would you rather have Hulk jumping around from building to building, smashing people? Because that's why I wouldn't want to be a hero. Because if you think about it, you have to worry about death, what you can and can't save. And I can imagine that job very quickly leading to me getting to the bottom of the bottle and drinking. And I was just thinking, how is it possible that a movie with real actors doesn't deliver the same amount of impact as an animated story? And that's when you realize that these stories are not supposed to be just for children. In fact, they're probably not for children. It goes to show that you can make an animation movie and it can still be good, and it can still have real themes, and it can still create impact. That is why I was going to say that Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 is a lot sadder than a lot more of these tragic things that are going on in life. And take any Toy Story, put it up against anything that I personally have gone through. I would rather endure my childhood all over again, where I was beat and probably groomed, I just forgot, than rewatch Toy Story 1, 2, 3 is the saddest one, probably up there with 4. So it goes to show that, Disney does have something. Up until probably the last few years, they've steadily inclined. But if you want to watch a good movie, go to the Disney catalog. Do not go to the movie theater. Unless you're going to go watch Jude Law in The Order, which is a new movie that I saw, which I thought was great. And this sounds like like a commercial for movie ad, like an ad for movies. I sound like I'm getting paid by Disney and all these big movie brands, but I'm not. I'm actually poor as hell. But on that note, go ahead and watch the movie and come back here and write a comment on what you think about the movie. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, do you think it's better than the Avengers? Do you think it's shit? If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do, come back here and write a comment. Or if you don't like it, you can still come back here and leave a hurtful comment. There's nothing my mom hasn't said to me. But on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.